right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA Bit. You see, we did a little throwback there, a little throwback music for you. You want to know why? Because I realized this morning as I was setting everything up, and then we'll get into all the fun stuff of the trade deadline winners and losers and all that. But I realized this morning while I was setting everything up, today's 5 years. We've been doing this for 5 years as of today. The channel was created 5 years ago today, February 5th, 2021, in the Top Shot streets. So that's kind of fun. That's exciting, right? A little happy 5 years to us for doing some stuff. We've had so many different iterations of this, right? With Top Shot takes to Team Hold to now the NBA Bit. So five whole years, which is kind of exciting. Or sad. I don't know. How do you? I don't know. But pretty cool. Pretty cool. We got a fun one today. We're gonna pop around some of the trade deadline stuff. Commiserate. I feel like we talked a lot about winners. A lot about the trade winners. We talked a lot of Jazz yesterday. Shout out to Weisberg and Justin for jumping on the show. I feel like today we talked about like the Mavs did a good job cleaning the books, Celtics, all that stuff. I feel like we highlight some losers. We'll highlight some trade deadline losers, get into last night's action, and then jump into tonight's stuff. If you missed it, we had Bagel with Locks this morning. Dropped some new plays for tonight's NBA slate. We got Live Before Lock coming at you at 5 p.m. Eastern tonight. Back to our regularly scheduled content, right? Because the man Live Before Lock's been messing with us lately, but we're back at it. We're back at it tonight at 5. So that's the business. That's the business of it all. And congrats to me for shipping the Splash Sports contest that I accidentally made winner takes all and then took it down. Like, incredible stuff. But we're back. All right, let's go. I wanted to start with the Kings. I think I want to start with the Kings, and I was looking at it because I'll share screen and pull up like tonight's schedule because this is kind of how I got to it. I was looking at the games for tonight, and the Kings are playing the Clippers tonight. The Clippers are favored by 3.5. And I was just thinking, like, the Kings are at home, right? They're at home, and they're playing the Los Angeles Clippers, who have traded James Harden, Ivica Zubac. None of the guys they got back are playing. And they are somehow still 3.5-point favorites, the Clippers. Like, the vibes on the Kings have to just be so bad, right? The only move they make, Keon Ellis, who, apparently had a ton of interest from a bunch of different teams trying to win right now. And then they get DeAndre Hunter back for him and Dennis Schroeder. That's it. And now, Sabonis is still there, and he seems a little unhappy. You still have Russell Westbrook. You still have Zach LaVine. I see 3DK saying Devin Carter to the moon, and that's what the organization was saying, right? Scott Perry, the GM, Doug Christie, the head coach, they're all been like, oh, we're going to go young, baby. We got to go young. The starting five is going to be Sabonis, DeRozan, LaVine, Russell Westbrook. You still got Malik Monk. They didn't even move Malik Monk. I don't know what the vision is of Sacramento and to have, because I think teams were interested in Malik Monk. I think DeRozan could have been helpful for a team. I think Russ and Sabonis, it's a little bit harder of a needle to thread there to find the right fit. I know Toronto was messing around there, but that's a loser. That's a loser to me. Kings are a loser. I think it's pretty easy to make fun of the Kings, so let's pick one that's a little bit more surprising, all right? Let's go over to the NBA standings. Let's look at the Houston Rockets. The Rockets right now are, technically the 4 seed, but they're also tied with the Lakers. Both teams are at 31 and 19, and then for percentage points ahead of the Minnesota Timberwolves. But all three of these teams are 8 games back, right? Houston Rockets have a ton of assets, all right? A ton of assets. Let's look at Houston's recent performances here. Because I think after a hot start, they've essentially been playing 500 ball. So they're 2-game losing streak. They lost to the Celtics 114-93. Wasn't really close, right? Was not really close. No Jaylen Brown in that game. No Jaylen Brown, no Sam Hauser, no Anthony Simons. He had been traded. Then they turn around, and of course, they're on a back-to-back. That's kind of tough. They're without Steven Adams. They turn around. I know, they are at home, and they get wax, but they lose to the Hornets. Now, the Hornets might just be good now, but you're in the Western Conference. You're supposed to be a top 4 team. You're supposed to be a team that's like title contending. You get a loss there, right? So they've got wins over the Pacers and the Mavs and the Hawks, lost to the Spurs. So what's that? That is 3-3 in their last 6. Beat the Grizzlies and the Pistons. Those are 2 good wins. Lost to the Sixers 5-4, 6-4 in their last 10. It's not the end of the world, but to me, it was pretty clear. It was pretty clear that the Houston Rockets are a guard short right now. You see Kobe White goes to the Charlotte Hornets. Ayo Dosunmu goes to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Those were two of the pieces that probably made the most sense. And now I know people are going to be out there saying, well, don't underestimate the buyout market. When's the last time a buyout player has had a meaningful impact? Was it P.J. Brown and the Boston Celtics in like 2008? Like, when's the last time? Chris Paul is my age. CP3 is not coming through and being like, oh, finally, somebody to handle the ball. Mike Conley. Like, even Mike Conley kept getting thrown around a lot yesterday. And I was like, what? The Wolves needed like I see Galactic in the chat saying the Wolves finally got their point guard. You can't tell the Wolves needed a point guard, and you're telling me Mike Conley, the guy that was already on this team, is going to be the answer for somebody? So I think Houston not making a move, and I think they're part of Houston out here is I think part of Houston out there is saying like, hey, listen, we want to go the OKC approach, right? This is our first time having this like core really together, even though they did make the playoffs last year as a 2 seed. So I would say, nay, it's actually their second year doing this, but the first one with Kevin Durant, right? And so maybe they're like, we want to see what we got with another playoff run, a little continuity, and then we'll go from there. Sure. But like KD's 37, 38 at this point, like at some point, you need a guard. And I think it goes back to the Fred VanVleet injury being a problem. Milo in the chat saying, does keeping Tari Eason trump getting that guard? The thing is, though, they still got to pay Tari Eason. They still got to play. They got to pay him. They were in contract negotiations at the beginning of the season, and the Houston didn't really want to pay the price tag that Tari was looking for. And listen, Tari has only made his contract number go up here at this point. And it's not because he's averaging 20 and 12 or anything like that. But he's sort of staying healthy now. I know he missed last night, but that was 3 games in 4 nights, right? I know he missed last night, but Tari Eason is the second best 3-point shooter in the entire league behind Luke Kennard right now, while also being a top-tier defender. So, yeah, Eason is hurt a lot. That is for sure. That is for sure, Regulator. But I think he's still going to get paid. And maybe Houston tries to squeeze him in the market, and then they get him to come back at a cheaper deal. I don't know. But I think for Houston not to go get it, they have a ton of defenders. They got a ton of, maybe not at the same level that Tari does, but they've got, and maybe the Steven Adams trade, the Steven Adams injury is what messed that up. Maybe that was the plan, and then Adams goes down, and they're like, well, now we actually need Tari's size a little bit more. But the Yaman Thompson experience has been fun, but man, it was tough. Regulators trying to make Easton to the Hornets happen. But anyways, I think Houston's a loser. I do. I think a loser. I think they're a loser. Chicago, let's do the Bulls now, man. The Bulls here finally out of the play-in game, 24-28. Look at the Charlotte Hornets. They get a dub against Houston, and they move into the 10 seed. Whoo, baby. They almost picked up a full game on Atlanta last night, too, as Atlanta snuck by a tanking Utah Jazz. But Chicago, I guess good news, if you want to be glass half full, they're off of Vooch, they're off of Kobe, they're off of Ayo. You know what's kind of nuts, though? They finally tear it down. Who are they building around in Chicago? Josh Giddey, who they extended, right? 4 years, $100 million. Matas Bucelis, Boozy Boo. So they got those 2 guys, right? So who else? Kobe White was 25. Ayo's 20 or 26. Ayo's 25, or it's 25 and 24, something like that. Who are they building around? What's the plan here? What's the plan? But they did get off Vucci Mane. They got off their guards. At least the direction now is let's suck at this. Let's suck at basketball. Let's get a better pick. We saw Anthony Simons make his debut last night. He ran around. No, the Hornets didn't waive Lonzo. Lonzo never got to Charlotte, right? He went somewhere else. He went to, was it Utah? He went somewhere else, and then he got waived immediately. But I don't think he made it to Charlotte. But anyways, I think Chicago's a loser. And expiring contracts to target Giannis after a full tank year. Maybe. Although, you want to talk about another loser from this this trade deadline? Let's pull this shit up. I got to tell you guys, I'm done. I'm going full villain mode on him, I think, at this point. I'm done with the Giannis experience because Giannis is a loser. He is. I'm done with this. This was the dorkiest thing he could have done. I should have led with this. I'm so mad about this. Okay, so he posts this. This is right after the deadline, okay? This is right after the deadline. He posted this 17 hours ago. So it's literally like 3:01 p.m. Eastern, okay? He posts this.
You know what? I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving!
Okay, so that in itself, like, I'll be honest, if he just posted that, I would have been fine with it. I would have been fine with it. Then he says, but the comment with it, legends don't chase, they attract. He sounds like the guy who was playing Babe Ruth in The Sandlot. You know when he like shows up in the dream? What was something? Heroes, legends, whatever the quote was. That's what it felt like. It felt like he was legends don't chase, they attract. 100 emoji. That's so dumb. Because first of all, like, listen, I know we all dunked on Shams all week long, which rightfully so, by the way, rightfully so. We can make fun of him. We can call him a loser this trade deadline. Oh, the deadline was a lot of fun. But we can talk about him the whole time. Also, we get a bro setting. We get the bro chacho in the chat. We can make fun of him, Shams, for being wrong the whole time. But I promise you there was some smoke behind that. It's not like Shams was like, "Oh man, I hope people like my tweets. Let's like make up that Giannis wants to go." Giannis, like, with his words, his action, and I know he did that piece with Sam Amick on The Athletic, and another good one with Eric Neal, who covers the Bucks. Where he was like, yeah, I'm never going to request a trade. But then right after the game, he's like, who knows what tomorrow brings? And then throws all of his teammates under the bus. So to act like that he wasn't testing the waters at any point is just horseshit. Like, that's just wrong. So, like, listen, man, I don't even fault him for saying he wants to go, right? And I don't think Bucks fans do either. I think Bucks fans would be fine if he was like, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. They'd be 100% fine with that. He got him a title. Let's go get the best package we can get. Now, I do think he did him a favor because I also think he's going to leave this offseason. Because I think they'll get a better package in the offseason than they would mid-year. But he's not playing. He's not playing the rest of this season. I'll tell you that right now. And I think, like, the path forward for Milwaukee, if you want to call the Bucks are a winner, and then Doc and Giannis are losers. That's how that worked out. Doc also, after he was like, I got a Giannis for he's on the podium. Doc, honestly, like, he's got real like right-wing comedian podcast energy. And I know Doc's not right-wing, but that's what it was. He's at the podium. He's like, I got an update on Giannis. I got a Giannis update. He's coaching Shams in the All-Star Celebrity Game, and we don't know if he's gonna trade him. Oh my God. I'm done. I'm done with that. I'm done with Giannis. I don't need to hear from either of those gentlemen for the rest of the season. The one thing I will, he said funny, not funny vibes. The other thing I would say that Doc Rivers bit is like and I'm sorry if you guys do this, but I want you to know you don't have to do this. If you make a joke, whether in writing or verbally, and then you immediately say JK, LOL, just kidding, you don't need to do that. You don't. We know. Don't say JK right after. Don't do that. That was vibes that Doc had. The good news here for the Bucks is I do think, like, the plan moving forward is, hey, we can lose a ton of games the rest of this way. Let's go get a pretty good pick, and then we can either draft the pick and be like, two timelines. We got Giannis and we got whoever, right? Debenska, whatever. Or you dangle that pick and go get some ready-made now assets to play next to Giannis if you're going to keep Giannis. Or you get the pick and then you go trade Giannis and get more picks, something like that. So I don't know. But I think the Bucks are losers. The Bucks are winners. Giannis and Doc are losers. Losers. And then, like, lastly, before we get into last night's action, Nico Harrison is a loser. And it's not because, like, Dallas did a really good job. Dallas cleared their books. They've got a clean vision now. They'll probably move Kyrie in this offseason. Probably get a better package for Kyrie than they did Anthony Davis. You got a few picks that are probably going to amount to nothing. Like, they're not good picks. But You don't have to pay Anthony Davis to be in street clothes anymore, and now you can just build around planting the flag. Go get another good lottery pick. Go from there. Let Cooper put up awesome numbers his rookie season. The fans will be excited. Let's just do that. Dallas fans, Utah fans. I feel like there's a third team. There was a third team that's going to be losing. And Indiana fans, Pacers fans, Jazz fans, and Dallas fans. You guys are just the beauties there, right? Because you are going to show up and support that team. You're excited to watch Cooper flag. The Jazz, you're excited to go root for close games and you hopefully lose. And then same thing with the Pacers. We want, because you're going to come back in October and you're going to have draft assets and you're going to have a team ready to win games. It's going to be good. It's going to be good stuff. Let's get into last night's games, and then we will get into tonight's stuff as well too. And if you missed Bagel with Locks this morning, we broke down Bagel the slate tonight. You know what? You say also the Wizards. I would say I'm 50-50 on the Wizards. I don't know. I mean, they're excited to still lose games for sure, even though they didn't do that last night. I think the idea of Anthony Davis, Trae Young, Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, Bilal Coulibaly, Trey Johnson, and whatever they get in this draft is really nice. If they turn around and they give Anthony Davis a fat-ass extension, I'm out. And for that, I'm out. There we go. You think the Clippers are winners? It's a smart move. They know that the season over. They have nothing to expect. I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. Also, Sanjay Rich said we originally canceled our season tickets after the Luka trade. Now that AD is gone and Flag is taking over, we will be taking over. We'll be buying them again next year. That's good, Sanjay Rich. You know what's not good, Sanjay Rich? You're out there stealing my Gigi Jackson shares. I saw you this morning, bro. I saw you this morning. All right, let's go. Last night, the Wizards beat the Pistons, and I don't know what the hell happened. The Wizards, man, I thought they could tank on their own. Can we just look at this right now? Alex Sarr starts the game, plays a little bit of a second. Zach Tank is good. Plays a little bit of the second half, and then we never see him again. Alex Sarr played 18 minutes in a win. Do you think Brian O'Keefe was like, holy shit, we're beating the Pistons by a lot. Alex Sarr, you can't play anymore. You can't play, bro. Because he was cooking. Bilal Coulibaly played 36 minutes, but all the starters, this was a second unit show. I don't know what just happened there. We just clicked Bilal Coulibaly's name. This was a second unit show from Washington here, as men like Sharif Cooper played 34 minutes. Will Riley played 29 minutes. Anthony Gill played 30 minutes. What is going on, bro? They get the win 126-117. I don't know what's going on with this ad over here. Can we just chill with this? This Amazon ad is having a seizure. For Detroit, something to pay attention to here, because Detroit, and maybe the game of the night, they play the New York Knicks tonight. Jalen Duren left this game early. J.B. Bickerstaff after the game said Big D has been dealing with some knee soreness here, and it sounds like they were like, hey, man, why don't you let's take this one off. If we lose this game, whatever, tomorrow we got ready to go. We got to be ready to go. So I think Duren's going to be fine tonight. Not fine, but I think he's going to be a little bit dinged up. Magikarp says starting late and listening to Mike on 1.5X is just the most crazy energy ever. We need more of it, honestly. I live my life 1.5X at a time. How about that, Fast and Furious? I don't think there's much to take away from this. Who cares? I think we did learn that Washington's going to be losing games on purpose. Oh, man, my computer just froze. Hell yeah, mouse is frozen. Mouse is frozen! I don't know how to get out of this. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. Let's see if the old task manager will help. Oh no, this has happened before again. All right, this is what we're gonna try. I do not want to do man on the street stuff. Please work. Oh, we're down so bad. All right, this is what we're gonna do real quick. We gotta try it. So we can get back. We get back on our feet here. This is Bad News Bears. Am I freezing for you guys too, or is it just I feel like we did so good yesterday. We didn't freeze at all. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, wow. Okay, so I did completely freeze. Oh wait, no, I went in the fucking I went in live before lock. All right, hold on. I went in the wrong studio. Bear with me. We get some Inception. Oh, no. All right, we should hold on. This is great. This is great. Okay, this is better. This is better now. We had some Inception stuff happening here. The computer was just straight up dying. We're going to be back. We're going to be good. We're going to be good here in a second, boys and girls. Lost everybody on X.com, but that's fine. That's fine. If you're just tuning in right now, apologies. Apologies. But this is, sometimes this is what happens when you live 1.5x at a time. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're going to get locked and loaded back up here in a second. Looks like, did we go right back to, yeah, we went right back to that. Okay, cool. But anyways, I don't think there's anything to take away from that Wizards game. I think it was just, Washington came out and played. They were excited. I think that's it. Like, I don't think there's anything. I do think we're going to get our guy, Jalen Duren, back tonight. Might be a little limited, though. He might be a little limited in that one. But I'm not too concerned. Excited for that game. The Knicks too. I will talk more about it, but they have like Karl Anthony Towns, who is a little dinged up as well. All right, let's see. Hold on. I think we're back. Let's see. We're gonna start the camera up. All right. Before it gets too loud here. Oh, yeah. We're good now, right? We're good. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. All right, man. Just chaos. Chaos in the streets. Chaos in the streets. All right. So, oh, my God. The camera shut off again. What is going on, bro? Oh, this is tough sledding. This is tough sledding. Tough sledding all around. This is good. I'm glad my brother's seeing this one. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the show, Jake. This is the chaos that you get. Is the chat having fun? Are you guys enjoying this? Is this like is this good for you? I think I know what happened though, so I think we're gonna be good here in a second. I think we're gonna be good. Yeah, Common Man, you're right. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's having a good time. All right, please let's let this work. All right. Okay. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God, if this goes down again, we're gonna go full Happy Gilmore. Here comes the putter throw. All right, so we got through one freaking game and we're 24 minutes in. That's bad. That's bad. Hey, Orlando got a W last night. I don't think we need to talk about it. Is anybody trying to talk about Orlando? Yes, we will, because you want to know why? Jalen Suggs is back. Shout out our guy, Nez. Nez last night, 30% Jalen Suggs. Not really sure how he did it, man. I'm not really sure how he did it, but Jalen Suggs hooped. He had a triple-double, 15 points, 11 boards, 11 dimes, and then he had 4 blocks and 3 steals, a partridge in a pear tree. He was incredible. Suggs was absolutely cooking in this one. My volume's okay on my mic, right? Yeah. Absolutely cooking in this one. No Franz Wagner still. Paolo at 22 and 5. He played 31 minutes. Suggs to be able to do that. Suggs is full, man. 29 minutes. Now, granted, this is the Brooklyn Nets, right? Brooklyn sucks. Brooklyn's not good. Brooklyn's vibes are so bad, they just told Cam Thomas to go away. They're like, can you go away? Michael Porter Jr. played 32 minutes, had a brutal shooting night, 2 for 13 from the field. Yegor Demon. It was Demon night, though. He had 26 and 4. Traore played 38 minutes. So we are at the part of the season, right? Yegor's minutes, I feel like, were monitored early on. He's playing 30-plus. You got Traore playing 38. It's like mega minutes. And then, man, let's just pour one out for Day'Ron Sharpe. Pour one out for Day'Ron Sharpe. How did he not get traded? Either or Claxton. One of Sharpe or Claxton should have been traded, which is too bad. But enough about that game. Can we talk about the Utah Jazz now? And I want to, did this result in me winning any money? No. But I just want to tell you, your boy was on it yesterday, okay? Because the Utah Jazz, after trading for Jaren Jackson Jr., right, the main takeaway we said it at the top of the show, was that Utah was going to lose games on purpose. So They're playing an Atlanta Hawks team. We already know Keontae George is out. And our shout-out Nez, too. Nez tweeting at the 2 shout-outs for Nez. Huge day for him. Tweeted out the beat reporter Andy Larson, hey, is Yusuf Nurkic starting? And no, he did not start. So Yusuf Nurkic, we are back to healthy scratches. Yusuf Nurkic did not play. My highest owned guy on Underdog, Isaiah Collier. How many minutes did he play? All of them. He played 48. He had 3 fouls in like his first 14 minutes of the game. Still managed to play a full 48. Lauri Markkanen only played 23 minutes. Filipowski had some foul trouble. He only played 28. Yeah, this is what he's. Does that mean shit? What do you mean? Does it mean shit? I mean, yeah, it's impressive. Listen. This is Isaiah Collier. Delano Banton walked so Isaiah Collier could run. All right. If you guys recall, Delano Banton, he's done it on the Raptors. He's done it on the Blazers. He's not in the league right now. But we get to a certain part of the season where teams are like, hi-ho, Silver, it's tank time. And you're going to see a guy go absolutely nuts. Now, the difference between Collier and Banton, Collier's just in like year 2 or 3, right? And I think he is like a legit decent point guard. And if the shot starts falling a little bit more and the defense gets ticked up a little bit, I think it's nice. I think he's going to be a backup point guard. I don't think we're going to see him starting at the 5. Like, I think he's a rotation piece. But yeah, he followed up his 22 dime night with a 25, 11, and 7 with 3 steals. I think the most impressive thing he did is he played the whole freaking game and only turned it over twice. And then shout out Ace Bailey, the rook, 20 and 6. He played 40 minutes, but we had an 8-man rotation. Kevin Love didn't play. Keontae was hurt. And then Elijah Harkless and Yusuf Nurkic, both DNP coaches' decisions. But we're going to see more of this stuff, man. We are going to see more of that stuff from Utah. And honestly, we'll talk about tonight. I got my eyes set on the Pacers. Like, I feel like they might be up next. They might be up next with this stuff. So, Atlanta, though, we should talk a little bit about them because they won the game. Jock Landale. Great story about Jock, which I wish we knew he was ready to go last night because that would have been a fun pivot against Utah, starting somebody like Kyle Filipowski. Wait, Talib. All right, so Talib was yelling about Isaiah Collier, and now he says, when are you going to admit the Harden trade was an easy move for Cleveland? Cavs beat the Clippers without DG. Clippers folded without Harden. Wait, hold on. So, Talib, real quick. Let's do this. Let's get into this. So on a 1-game sample size, because the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were without James Harden, and the Clippers, who were also without James Harden, because the Cavs, the team that's supposed to win 60 games and come out of the Eastern Conference, beat the Clippers, who were without Zubats and James Harden. That means they won the trade? That means they won the trade? Talib, grow up. Yeah, listen, man. If you guys want to still be... If you guys still want to be team the trade makes sense, congrats, man. Congrats. I stopped being fooled by James Harden in the playoffs a long time ago. And you know what? Someday you'll hit puberty and you'll learn too. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, dude, I mean, whatever. What are you talking about? Let's do a mental health check. Let's do a mental health check for the virgins.
We can't go down this road. We can't talk about like how you need to have had sex in order to have responsibility. I just think it changes you, I think it changes you.
All right, here we go. We're back. Let's do Atlanta for a second. Great story about Jock Landale today, or last night. He finds out he gets traded, and he got moved to the Utah first, and then Utah moves him to Atlanta. Trade gets expanded. So Jock had 2 options. He could fly down to Atlanta from Memphis, or he loaded up his truck and he drove down there so he could play. He wanted to play as soon as possible. And in 32 minutes, he had 26, 11, and 5 with 4 blocks. Big Jock. But the story was Nickeil Alexander-Walker last night, who had 2 big buckets in the clutch time, including a game winner that hit every part of the rim, I think a little bit of the glass, and then went down. Nah finished with 23 and 5. Dyson Daniels back to disappointing us with 11, 6, and 6. And then Jalen Johnson, man. Johnson be a hooper. 22 points, 15 boards, 15 dimes, 4 turnovers, and 2 blocks. Shout out Jalen Johnson, man. Johnson a hooper. You would like to think that Atlanta would be able to beat Utah a little bit more easily, considering Utah is trying to lose games on purpose, but congrats on the game winner. Let's look at who the Chicago Bulls played last night. Starting 5, Jalen Smith, Isaac Okoro, Boozy Booze, Simons, and then 33 Jaden Ivey minutes, huh? Ivey finished the game with 13 and 6. Simons had 22 points in his time out there. And then Yabusele goes from New York to Chicago and a double-double off the bench, 15 and 11. Shout out Yabba Dabba Doo. We even got slam dunk champ Mac McClung and Yuki Kawamura. Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this. If Mac McClung and Yuki Kawamura are both on the court at the same time, is that the smallest backcourt in NBA history? Like, if you put those two dudes on top of each other, are they taller than Victor Wembanyama? Let's do. You want to know how to fix All-Star Game weekend? Let's have Wemby play Mac McClung and Yuki. Let's do that instead. That's how you fix All-Star Weekend. Toronto, after their dumb loss against Minnesota the night before, they sit out R.J. Barrett on the back-to-back, and then Brandon Ingram cooks 33, 6, and 6 on 5 for 9 shooting from 3. Scotty at 13, 7, and 6. Colin Murray-Boyles, shout out our guy, CMB. 4 stocks, 17, 5, and 4. IQ at 24 and 5. Whatever. Chicago out of the play-in now. Let's just do Charlotte Houston. Let's do this now because this is what I wanted to talk about. Charlotte winning this game with Brandon Miller having a terrible game. Brandon Miller 11 and 6. He got into some foul trouble early. LaMelo was hot and then really cooled off. He had 26 and 4. Connie Knipple 24 and 4. Miles had piece of shit Bridges. He had 18 and 6. Charlotte now 24 and 28. Got to be one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Just absolutely cooking. Yeah, I agree with this a little bit, Talib. I do agree with that a little bit. They are a little inflated, but I think they're fun. I think Toronto's fun. Houston just down so bad. Josh Green gave him 23 minutes off the bench. Sion James 22 minutes off the bench. Charlotte moves to 24 and 28. Rockets drop down to 31 and 19. KD had 31 in this one. Also had 5 steals. Shout out KD. But man, Ahmed Thompson in 33 minutes had almost as many turnovers as assists. He had 8, 7, and 5 with 5 turnovers. Şengün sucked, and then there were some tough comments from Ime after where they were asking him about Şengün's defense, and basically was like, yeah, that's been a problem since I got here, so not a new problem. Yeah, and I agree with this. Charlotte's not inflated. They are beating up everybody right now. But this is a tough game for Houston. This is a tough back-to-back, man. At home, dropping 2 games, one to the Celtics without Jaylen Brown and Sam Hauser, and the Celtics were on a back-to-back, and then again at home to Charlotte. And it's not like Charlotte's, the Houston was at a disadvantage here. No Tyree Eason, plus it being a back-to-back, but still, you would think they would show up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, this is 2 flat games in a row, and it's tough, man. It's tough. Well, good news, Talib. They're both in also, is it Talib or Talib? Either way, good news, man. You got both of them in the All-Stars. The old goon got in there. Let's keep moving around here. San Antonio beat Dallas last night. Wemby, quick work on the back-to-back, 29, 11, and 6 with 5 stocks. Castle came off the bench. I thought this was an interesting wrinkle. I don't know if they were just mixing it up a little bit because Dylan Harper was ruled out, and so they were like, oh, no, actually, Dylan Harper played. That was the game before. I don't know why Castle went to the bench, but Castle was efficient AF, man. In 22 minutes, he had 18, 7, and 6 with 3 steals. So they put Champagnie into the starting lineup and Harrison Barnes, right? Alongside Fox and Vassell. And maybe they're just messing around with stuff, but that's something to keep an eye on there. Might have just been because Castle was a little dinged up and it was a back-to-back. But Spurs now, almost 20 games over 500. Mavs competitive L's. That's what you like to see. Cooper Flag, the stretch is nuts, man. 39 minutes, he had 32.6 and 4, 5 stocks, 14 for 27 shooting. Tried to tell the people it was Najee night. I tried to tell you. Najee Marshall was great. He had 32, 6, and 3. My fantasy king. Every time PJ Washington's out, it's Najee night. Just keep that in mind. Good win for the Spurs. Warriors seem to be just celebrating that Jonathan Kuminga was gone. They got this W, 101-97 over the Phoenix Suns. That was pretty impressive. One thing to note here, Brandon Pajemski barely played. And I don't know if I missed something. But Pod's not even starting on this team and then coming off the bench. Part of the reason might have been, I saw this after the game, it was Pat Spencer's last game of his two-way contract, so now Golden State has to decide if they're going to sign him or not. So maybe they were just like, let's go out strong. But still, like, Will Richard played 27 minutes. Pods only played 12 minutes. 12 minutes, 0 for 3. Almost gave us the full Snell. But Pat Spencer in that game, 26 and 4 from him. Melton had 17. Draymond Green played 24 minutes. Whatever. Pretty disappointing loss for Phoenix at home. Probably should have gotten this one. Mark Dubb, 23 minutes. Dub. Grayson Allen, 21 and 5. Colin Gillespie after that 30 and 10 game really cooled off. But we're burying the lead here. I was a little bummed because the bet of the night, that's a new segment that I introduced on Bagel with Locks here because we've been having fun isolating some lines that look wrong in the morning, and we'll get into that here in a second, was the 76ers +4. And it was going back and forth between +3.5 and +4.5. I got it at +4 in the morning. And it was because I thought Joel Embiid was questionable, but we knew Embiid was going to play. We knew that was fake. The line goes all the way down to 2.5, I think, maybe at 2. And the 76ers were cooking. Up 6 at the end of the first, up 8 at halftime. We get to a 2-point game in the second half. And then Austin Reeves, man, AR-15, the white shooter, was back off the bench in 25 minutes. They kept the minutes in check. I think I actually buried the lead here. Luka Magic got dinged up, only played 16 minutes, had 10 and 5. I didn't see an injury report on this, didn't see the injury. Not sure if there was any news that came out after. But anyways, Austin Reeves, 35 points in 25 minutes, man. 5 for 8 from 3, 6 for 7 from the line. He was the catalyst. LeBron James had 17, 10, and 8. But they come back. They win by 4, so we get the push. This was a bad loss, I think, for Philly, who had a chance of winning all 3 games of their 3 and 4. But Embiid, man, look at this Embiid line. Played 39 minutes, dude. 39 minutes, 35.7 boards, 7 dimes. Maxey gave him 26 and 13. Also, VJ, baby, the rookie with a dub, 19 and 10. This rookie class keeps cooking. But there you have it. That was last night's stuff. Let's get into tonight. Let's break this slate down. Let's try to find some winners, some bangers. Boston Celtics, Miami Heat. All right, 6.5-point favies for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown, Sammy Hauser, both missed the last game. They're both back. JB is back. Okay. Also, what we need to find out here, is Vucci coming off the bench? Is Vucci coming off the bench tonight, or is he starting? I kind of think the Celtics are going to keep Pritchard and Vooch on the bench. And the starting 5 is probably going to be, at least until Tatum comes back, and then Tatum would slide into this, I think. But you start Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Baylor Shireman, Namias Queta, Sam Hauser, and then off the bench you got Ugo, PP, and Vucci Main. And I kind of like that because Pritchard, in his, I think, first 2 or 3 games coming off the bench, has been playing like 30-plus minutes off the bench and just like taking over the offensive usage. I kind of like this, so I'm hoping they're gonna. I'm gonna be doing that. Yeah, Miami. You know what, Stan? You're right. They were on my list of losers at the trade deadline. I totally forgot. Miami doing nothing is kind of crazy. Norm Powell and Andrew Wiggins, who were guys that kept getting ruled out leading up to the trade deadline, is a tough scene. They're back now. So I wonder if we get the full Norm experience again after he got some rest. I don't know. But from this game, Bam is either going to get Queta, not the best matchup in the world, or Vooch, which is awesome. So kind of into Bam tonight. Love JB, love Pritchard. White's a little too expensive in my opinion. And then maybe some Norm in the 6th round. I don't know. This is the game. Knicks. So this is Karl Anthony Towns is questionable tonight. Jalen Duren is questionable tonight. Pistons are on the back-to-back. Tobias Harris missed last night's game. He's queued up. If I had to guess, right, this feels like close to a pick'em in general. But because the Pistons are at home, you would think they would be favored by 1.5, but I think because they're on the back-to-back, that's why the Knicks are favored here. My guess is Jalen Duren gives it a go. Tobias Harris gives it a go. Karl Anthony Towns gives it a go. Josh Hart, I think, is a true questionable tag. He missed the last game, which was the second end of a back-to-back for them when he missed. But I kind of think everybody goes here. I kind of think everybody goes, Mitch Robb included. So Pacers are favored by 1.5 on the road tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. Kevin Porter Jr. is back, man. He was supposed to be limited in his first game. He ended up playing 29 minutes, I think it was. I kind of think KPJ's at full. He's going to play like 30-plus tonight. That's a slight ding to Ryan Rollins. Bobby Portis is still questionable. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's going to go or not. He's missed the last 2 games with a hip. I thought that's because trade rumors were going around. They didn't want the guy to get hurt or something. I guess I would lean Bobby in, but I don't really know. But here's my biggest concern with Indiana tonight. And I know they're favored by 1.5 on the road. And on underdog anyway, Siakam's pretty expensive at pick 6. I think Nemby's pick 19, and then maybe some Neesmith in the 6th round going. But the Pacers, right, we laid this out this morning, I think, but they get Ivica Zubac in exchange for their first-round pick this year with some, Isaiah Jackson, Benedict Mathurin in their first-round pick. But the Pacers keep the first-round pick if it's picks 1 through 4 or 10 through 30. If it falls in that 5 through 9 range, the Clippers get the first-round pick. So the Pacers need to do everything possible to make sure they're a bottom 4 team to increase their odds to be like the highest coin flip, right? So right now, they've got like the same amount of wins as the Wizards actually getting a win helps them out. But like the Nets, the Wizards, I always forget the team in the West that's also really bad. I forget the team that I'm forgetting about here. But let's just look at it quickly. Sorry, guys. So the Pacers have 13 wins. The Nets have 13 wins. The Wizards have 14 wins. Then there's a gap, right? But on the West side, the Kings have 12, and the Pelicans, who the Hawks own that first-round pick, is 13. So there's like 5 teams in that range. So this is kind of one of those games, right? Where like, if you're the Pacers and you're like, hey, we have Siakam. Siakam can actually like win a game on his own. Don't you want Siakam? Like, let Siakam play 35 minutes against the Knicks, against the Pistons, against the Celtics, against the Lakers, whatever. You're playing the Bucks, who the Bucks don't have Giannis. We don't know if they have Bobby. I kind of think the Pacers just shut it down. Or if they don't shut it down, do they do what Utah did, where Siakam plays 24 minutes? Maddie was saying, amazing that a relatively healthy Pelicans team with no incentive to tank is this bad. I know. I like the Pelicans, we'll talk about them. They're the next game. So anyways, I don't know what to do with this game, but my antenna's up. Speaking of those Pelicans, who honestly have been playing a little bit competitive lately, this line opened at 10.5, has now moved 1 point to 9.5. Julius Randle's been dealing with a little thummy thumb. He's been dealing with a little thummy thumb, but he's been playing through it. I don't think Randle has missed a game. He's missed an entire game this year, right?
A regular season Randle.
Shout out that throwback. But yeah, I think he's played every game this year. I kind of lean him in. I don't know. Ayo Dosunmu, the newly acquired guard there from Minnesota, he's questionable. He might go. Ant seems to be the number 1 pick tonight. Ant's fun. Ant's fine. I'm playing Randle in. Rudy, Naz, whatever. Centers usually beat up the New Orleans Pelicans. So, I mean, Rudy, it's never fun to be like, Rudy. But I think Rudy Gobert, that's like a fun prop hit if you want to touch it. Same thing with Naz Reid. Randle, if he goes, is fun. On the Pelicans side, Derek Queen's minutes are all over the place. People want to get excited about. I think this is a brutal matchup for Queen. Zion, Trey, Bay, Sadiq Bey. That's it for me. But this is the bet of the night here. So I think we got so this opened at 6.5. It's now 7.5. I think I got Blazers -7. All right. Portland. Scoot Henderson is back. We buried the lead. Scoot Henderson, welcome back to basketball, baby. I imagine he's only playing like 16 to 18 minutes, something like that. Just a shout here, and I missed this morning in my write-up. Drew Holiday, back up to 30 minutes a game. Yes, I love it. Welcome back, Drew. Denny Avdia is questionable. I'm just playing him in. But the real matchup here, the Memphis Grizzlies, okay? Memphis has traded away everybody. Kyle Anderson, Walter Clayton Jr., and Taylor Hendricks, they all got them from Utah in the Jaren Jackson Jr. trade. They're all questionable tonight. I don't know if they're ready to go, but they're queued up. but it doesn't even matter for the point that I'm about to make. Scottie Pippen Jr. was doubtful last game, questionable tonight. I kind of think Scottie goes tonight. Ty Jerome, who's played the last couple of games around like 24 minutes a night, he's already been ruled out tonight. Santi Aldama, who came back 2 nights ago, he's already been ruled out tonight. They traded away Jock Landale and Jaren Jackson Jr. They don't have Zach Edey. They don't have Brandon Clark, both hurt. They don't have any fucking centers. I think so. Gigi Jackson in the last game played 28 minutes, and Santi Aldama played like 24 or 25, or maybe it was more than that. But it was like 20. Gigi played 28. Gigi's gonna have to play 30, right? Because even if Anderson's back, if any of those guys, like Gigi Jackson's gonna have to play a ton of minutes. I know they've got OMP, but OMP's not gonna play. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you can play Kyle Anderson that like at the 5. All of this to say, I like some Gigi Jackson, but more importantly, Donovan Clingan should go just nuts. He should get 35 boards tonight. So I really like Kling Kong. I'm excited about Clingan. That's where I'm going. So Kling Kong forever, baby. Kling Kong forever. Clingan, Gigi Jackson, Denny, all of those are fun. And then we kind of already talked about this. I have no idea how the Clippers are favored tonight. But they are. Isaiah Jackson and Benedict Mathurin both aren't going to be available yet, so that's good to know. That's good to know. Let's jump into a draft. Let's jump into an underdog draft. We'll wrap up with that. I know we're not officially dog bowl hunting, but we'll use the dog bowl thumbnail. We're also back to 40 teams advancing here. 40 teams advancing in best ball, which is really exciting, and I think we're down to like the last week or two, right? I think we're down to the last week or two. All right, let's get over to the dog. Although I don't even think I have Underdog open because I had to like reboot that computer. You remember that? That seems like a lifetime ago. When I was freaking out because my computer was dying in real time. All right, let's jump into the dog. I think it's kind of a fun day to do these drafts because stuff's like, I think it's just like pretty flat all the way around ADP wise. So let's zoom in here. Enhance. We're waiting for one more. So this is a $5 draft, $7K up top. No, I know OMP plays for the Grizz. Yeah, I know. I was saying I don't think he's going to play that. I'm not like nervous about him taking minutes away from Gigi Jackson is what I was saying. All right, here we go. Starting at the 6 hole. Let's see. Jasper. I don't know. Sunjay Rich, of course, which means we have to take Gigi Jackson way before him because he's been taking him in like pick 20, Sunjay. I see what you're doing, bro. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, guys. All right. Just responded to too much stuff. Let's see. All right. Leave my Gigi Jackson alone. You leave him alone. That was my pick, man. You can't be stealing my flag plants, bro. You can't be stealing my flag plants. Just a reminder too, if you haven't subscribed to Bagel with Locks, please go do that. Let's get some more numbers on the Bagel with Locks, okay? We've been enjoying that. We've been enjoying the Bagel with Locks. We've been doing those daily write-ups like Monday through Friday. I haven't been doing them too much on the weekend. Occasionally I'll do it if I'm bored. I'm going to drop a link to that in the chat right now. And then, we'll be live at 5 o'clock tonight for Live Before Lock on Elite Fantasy Hoops. And then that's it. Yeah, so it looks like ADP. I saw Kawhi going like 2 or 3 a lot. I agree with what Chad's doing here. I think for me, my first 3 are Ant, Cade, and JB. I have Kawhi 4, and then I have Brunson 5. But I moved Siakam way down. I don't know. Maybe Rick Carlisle will talk me off of Siakam today, but I don't love it. All right, Kawhi goes 4. Brunson. I'm just gonna go Bam Trey. I'm not doing this up. If Spicy P burns me, he burns me. But if I have to trust the Pacers know what they're doing here, and what they're doing is losing games. It has to be. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've been seeing Karl Anthony Towns and Zion going pretty late in the 3rd round. Not late, but like mid-3rd round, which is pretty surprising to me. I still will be drafting a lot of them. I'm not scared of the Q tag. I think the Knicks want to win this game. I think Carl's ready to go. I know his minutes were limited in that last game. I think that had more to do with foul trouble than the injury. Cat, he sometimes likes to foul. It's not the best matchup, but the slate in general, we don't have a lot of high totals. The highest total is the Grizzlies one at Pelicans and Timberwolves 236.5. But Knicks and Pistons at 222. Big drop off, but I don't know. Play the competitive game. Maybe it goes to overtime. Maybe a game stack is what you need. Speaking of, I could have used 5 more minutes of Jalen Johnson and Kyle Filipowski last night with some overtime. I don't think Sanjay is going to let Denny fall to us. No, dude, Sanjay, can you stop drafting with me, bro? All right, so we're going to take Klingon. So the other thing I wanted to mention, the Kings are on the front end of a back-to-back tonight. Sabonis in his first game back played 24 minutes, and he was awesome, 24 and 15. This is a good matchup, but I kind of think I'm going to be light on him, and I like Peyton Pritchard, so I'm going to be overweight on Fast PP tonight. So I think I think the Sabonis is a general Q tag, a genuine one. I'm also going to be light on Shaedon Sharpe. With Drew Holiday getting up to 30 minutes, Denny maybe coming back, and Scoot Henderson coming back, I think I'm going to be light Sharp. So that range is tough. Yeah, get your PP up today. Get it up. Also, if you guys haven't liked and subscribed yet, what are you doing? Go do that. Like the video, subscribe. Do all those things. Follow us on the podcast. We had a busy week today, right? We did 2 shows on Monday. I think 3 on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday, only 1 yesterday, 2 today. And that's without the 89 Cavs. And we're busy week, bro. Busy week. Not including Celtics Daily, too. Let's see if Sanjay pulls up Gigi Jackson. I swear to God. Sanjay! Gigi at 28's crazy business. Let him be 6th round. Don't let the people know. But you know what we do get? We get Drew Holiday and Jalen Duren. Just going to shout out some other names here. I kind of like Dante as somebody not getting drafted, Kyle Kuzma, but I think we can just swap I don't want to draft Kyle Kuzma, especially if Bobby's back. We're just going to go Drew and Jalen Duren. Let's see who Sanjay takes in the 6th round. Let's see what he does. He takes, Namias Queta. Okay, Queta, interesting, with Vucci back. You don't think there's a chance Vooch plays 30 minutes, right? Like, does Vooch get hot? And I don't think you want to do that to Queta's confidence. I will say, though, you know when they might do that? They play the Bulls on Wednesday. Sanjay takes Josh Hart in the 6th round. All right, I like it. All right, dudes, we're going to call it there. Appreciate everybody hanging out today. Thank you for dealing with the technical difficulties there. We'll be back 5 p.m. Eastern. There should be no breaking news streams. No more trade deadline stuff, hopefully. Hopefully nothing weird, shams. Shamalama ding dong. Enjoy the day. Also, and before we end, I know I said this up top. Today, I don't know why I'm putting up 10. Today marks 5 years. 5 years of doing this this channel, this content. So if you've been here for the whole time, back when we were flipping top shotties, or I don't know, whether you came in over So Rare, Top Shot, just NBA Hoopers, Underdog, Fantasy, whatever. Appreciate you guys for hanging out this whole time. It's been crazy that it's been 5 years. I think there's been definitely more gray, more of a receding over the time. Definitely a fatter face and some darker circles under the eyes. But you know what? I wouldn't regret a damn thing. And I'll close out by saying I still think the Harden trade was stupid. Sorry, Talib.